Hello everybody, Realm Builder Guy here, and welcome back to Crusader Kings 3 here on YouTube and the Kingdom of Kush series. Well, last episode, a lot happened. We conquered a bunch of land, we dealt with a few wars. Internally, we lost a little bit of land, but I think that is overall acceptable. Now, the question, of course, is what do we do? Which direction do we move? Wars with some of these neighbors, they're starting to get to the point of being rather powerful and having gained a lot of allies. Kassala and Shovak are the most likely areas for expansion into. Kadam is a little bit less so at this point. Our military, let me unpause here, is still rebuilding. So we have a ways to go. Let's see. We have county control. We probably need to boost up in El Fasher. So we'll do that. We have given birth to a son. My aunt has. Okay. Fern. Malaz. I think that'll work. Again, Patreon, new patrons, I will bring you in once, you know, it's children in there that are of more direct descent lineage. I think that makes the most sense and is the most fun. Okay, so we can create a few titles, which we will now. We'll declare wars on Kadam, on Wadai, on Kassala. Abyssinia and Nubia as well, but that would be a little bit crazy. They have stronger armies. So Wadai could be one. Wadai is right here. So we'll take a look at them here in a second. I don't really want to expand this way, but it might be an important way to expand to grow this in this direction. I'm pointing with my finger, and that really doesn't help you at all. If we expand a little bit to the west, it'll help us expand to the east because we'll become more powerful. More levies. Staring at stars. From all my evenings watching stars, I have seen with my own eyes that I have only heard of before. What I have. Anyway, I can't read. The stars move at different speeds and reverse their course at different times, but seemingly in large groups, depending on which celestial sphere they belong to. Indeed, the right calculations, one could even predict their movement. My court priestess does not approve, of course. Leave the skies be. The celestial realm is for the elders to know. Yes, but I am a wise woman. Kimzir is known for unconventional or practical approach to religion. I'm going to find my own answers in the stars. So, Wadai could be one. This is a war that we could win relatively easily. You know, we could declare war and just take the county. Kadam, I feel like, would make more sense. Mercenary company contracts expiring. I understand that. Yes, go away. Here, the military strength is not in our favor. If we look at declaring war right now, they are more powerful. Now we're rebuilding, but our mercenaries are leaving. Moranya has died. Gosh, our long-serving spy master. So, who are going to bring in? Countess Patricia, who does not like us, or Kalge. I think Kalge is the way to go. We've got a new perk for learning lifestyle. We can go with mental resilience, so that helps against the mental breaks we've been dealing with. Kind of looking around, Kassala really isn't a target I'd be looking at right now. They are dealing with a war from a neighbor with a very good chance of losing it. When I look at everybody around here, they are either allied with Abyssinia or Nubia. That is a problem for us because both Nubia and Abyssinia are way too powerful. Abyssinia themselves have 5,600 troops, and Nubia has 6,500 versus us with our just shy of 3,000. And there you go. Kassala has been lost. Abyssinia has taken them. I mean, they were taken by one of the vassals. So Shovak is left. And Shovak has a very powerful ally in Danakil. This is a problem. Oh, we are pregnant. Very good. So Danakil is also pretty powerful. We are in a difficult position, especially because Shovak right now is, well, we have no shared border with them, and that for me is always an issue. I hate isolated territories. Odds are Abyssinia is just going to swallow that up, and then at some point, Nubia and Abyssinia will turn on us to take West Darfur. I mean, that is the power play that makes the most sense. So it's about trying to build alliances elsewhere, which is going to be a little bit difficult. But let's look what else we could do. A helpful warning. I've received missive from Sheikh Atsu of Kadam. Claims that Chieftain Chang, my vassal, has requested support in a plot against me. There's nothing I value more than loyalty, Atsu's letter reads. Hence why I share this with you. I knew it. Chang will pay. He is guilty, and I will publicly accuse him. The Sheik can't be trusted. I will confront Chang personally. Or I knew it, Chang will pay. This act of tyranny causing your subjects to lose 20 opinion of us. This option is available because I have paranoid. I mean, it is paranoia pure. 56% chance we gain 43 dread. Imprison Chieftain Chang. We're seen as tyrannical. Let's confront him directly. Don't like doing that, but that's something that has to be done. We are overwhelmed by stress. Yet again. An insulting accusation. When I present Sheikh Atsu's letter to Chieftain Chang, it is first met with confusion, then anger. You believe his word over mine? Have I not always been a loyal servant? No, dude. You just actually recently tried to overthrow us. Different story. His indignation plants a seed of doubt in my mind. Perhaps I acted too quickly. I should make amends before I ruin this relationship further. Yes, in fact, I wish to reward you for your loyalty. You have always been such a good servant. Well, those are both crap, but we'll pay him off. So the expansion options we have is really just moving more into Central Africa at this point. And building from there, because we need to increase our levy size. That's a big one. Huge for us. So moving that direction would be something we could do. Now, where do we sit here in the... Kadam, their allies are so powerful. Especially Igboland and Kanem. That's a problem. Let's see what we can do. So looking through the different potential marriage alliances for our daughter in a matrilineal marriage could either be Kadam or direct neighbors, which isn't necessarily bad because I don't feel like any of these smaller realms are really going to threaten them much. We could ally with Kanem, who are isolated but have a pretty powerful... the Kingdom of Kanem have a pretty powerful military. Or we could go even further into Central Africa and West Central Africa with the Kingdom of Hausaland, who are very, very powerful. The problem is they're so far away, I feel like they wouldn't really be of benefit to us. An alliance with Kadam, who we don't really want to go to war with. Let's be perfectly honest. If I look at kingdom titles, I mean, yes, they are part of de jure Darfur. But we want to go here, to this area here, towards... We don't want Khan and Bornu, that's not really of interest, but Abyssinia, that all is. So I feel like the right move here is to take our daughter, send a proposal, base it on alliance power, matrilineal, very important. Of course, that resets. And let's see, she is 5, so 6-year-old Timon, who that gives us an alliance with Kadam, as well as he has implicit claims on the Sheikhdom of Kadam, Sheikhdom of Masalit, and Sheikhdom of Dar al-Said, which of course will be conveyed upon our children. Now they could be inbred, their children. They are related, and there's a risk of being inbred, but the chance is relatively mild. I'm not going to do this too often. But this is the right move for us. Plus, Mariam has quick. He doesn't really. I mean, I don't. This is about the alliance games. If I wanted to play the inheritable trait games, Husselant would have been the play because of the inheritable trait there. This, to me, just makes more sense as a matrilineal marriage and an alliance then with Kadam. So now we have a very strong alliance partner. So now if we look at this, we have 3,100 just over. And they've got about 2,100. So that puts us at over 5,000 troops. Now we're in a position where we could, maybe take on, well, we could definitely take on Wadai. But we could also look at Shovak as a potential adversary to take on. Their allies are relatively, I mean, they're a little bit weaker. We have a daughter, another daughter, Ur. Go with that. Taking on Shovak, even though I don't want to give them up to Abyssinia. That's the problem here. The Abyssinians are very, very powerful. If we look at declaring a war on Abyssinia, they have nearly 10,000 troops. That's significantly more than we have, and their spending power is huge. If we look at Nubia, same 9,000. It's just too much. Banu Khans is another one we could look at. This one is closer to us. And this is also a region we'd want to take eventually. These guys here could be another war target, but they are allied with Nubia is the problem. But Banu Khans could be interesting. Let me check something here real quick. In holy sites. We have one there. Yes, I know. Hooks have expired. So there is a holy site. There is a holy site. And there. There's one. So we're okay. We have two. In Sennar and Al-Fasher. Nakis would be one we'd want to go after. Wadi El Malik, another one, and then head up to Aswan. Getting a third one is very, very important. The problem is we're nowhere near getting to Nakis. Most of the claims we have are within the borders of too powerful of a nation. We look at these guys. Al Said, they're allied with Abyssinia. That's a problem. So Banu Khans and Shovak are the most logical plays to go after. We can go after the entire duchy of Shovak. It'd be really close. Or we go after the entire duchy, or this part of the duchy, I guess, of Banu Khans, which we are more likely to win. Or we just add a quick war against Wadai, expand a little bit out this way, which will also weaken Kadam's claims to major expansion in that area first, build up some more levy strength, and then go after Banu Khans. Banu Khans seems the most likely play. Again, we do need to conquer all of this eventually. That is the ultimate goal, no matter what. Let's look at our realm authority here. We can go to absolute tribal authority. Of course, our direct vassals will hate us. Independent tribal rulers may settle, becoming feudal or clan. Let's see. Vassals can be retracted. Characters can be imprisoned. Tribal rulers with non-tribal lieges may settle, becoming feudal or clan. So we will pass this law, an absolute tribal authority. So now that we've done that, we will now move our rally point out here to Khmer, and we will invade Wadai and declare war just for the county. It's pretty easy. It's 75 prestige. No problems whatsoever. This should be a relatively quick war. Our forces have been raised. We'll bring them together now and then take on Wadai. And we have now engaged Wadai in battle. And Magaja Ea Wadai is leading their army. And now the siege will commence. It'll take 10 months. It's going to take a little bit of time. Okay, our siege is being broken here by a quick skirmish yet again. Not too worried about that. We captured enemy combatants. We got 47 days here. So, of course, we can't go clan. And feudal, we're just not there because we can't reform our faith. So we're stuck at a little bit of a loop right now. We need that additional holy site, that third holy site, to be able to do so. And that's just something we lack right now. All right, the war is won. We will enforce our demands and disband all. Very good. We'll take that rally point and move it back to the realm capital. And there you go. West Darfur, nice and large. We're now at our domain limit. We have a designated guardian for Mariam. Okay, so Mariam, stewardship. That is what you enjoy. So we're going to look at someone with a decent stewardship skill. Geez, not a whole lot there. Mohammed Kreda, sure. You can be part of that. Very, very good. So we've expanded a little bit, which has added a little bit to our levies and total count. Now we'll be at 3,600, which obviously gives us a little bit more strength. Banu Krans, they're in a war right now, defending against of Nakis. So Nubia is basically trying to carve up Banu Khans. That's a little bit problematic for us, to be perfectly honest. Not a big fan of the direction that is going. If the Nubians take Banu Khans, that's not good. Pregnant again, very, very good. So again, if we look at feudal ways, the only thing we're missing is Kushitism being an organized faith. And the problem we have there, of course, is to reform the faith, we are missing a holy site. We are missing a holy site. I mean, we're missing a whole bunch of piety. But the holy site is the bigger issue. Okay, now we're going to go with restraint. So we can embrace celibacy or wash our hands, so reduce chance of contracting illness. We will do that. So yeah, we're going to have a bit of an issue here over time. We could expand, again, we can expand all the way into here, into Central Africa. Bit by bit, just gobble up all of these little, well, they're not that little. That's Kadam. But one by one, just eat all these little counties up. Faction has been created in Wadai. Not too worried about that, if I'm perfectly honest. Got a few prisoners here. Hishi, can't do anything with him. Hishi is... You know, we'll just demand your conversion. The more Kushites we can bring into the world, the better. Hinda, can't do much there. Is she any good? She's not really good at anything. We'll just demand your conversion. Because again, we are trying to bring the Kush religion forward. So the strategic question now that Chiefess Kimzir, who's now 25, needs to consider is how to break Abyssinia and Nubia. Spouse mediates with Hausa brother. Oh, very nice. So they gain opinion bonus of us. This is the big question. How to break through Nubia and Abyssinia. If we can break them, well, then we have a lot of opportunities ahead of us. All right, we can betroth our 2-year-old. Let's see if we can find another strong ally. So again, we're back to the problem. We could ally with Hausaland. Hausaland, very, very powerful. The question, of course, is would they send troops in a war to help us against Nubia and Abyssinia? That is the huge problem we have. and I don't know if they would. I would love to have an ally somewhere here within our sphere, but that's very, very, very difficult to do that. You know, I mean, one thing is we could try to ally with Nubia or Abyssinia, but these are kingdoms. We are a duchy, so allying with a duchy would make more sense. Now we have Danakil. They are Coptic. And then we have Shirazid that we could look at. It's like Nubia has gobbled up most of Banu Khans down here. So our targets are basically, we need to try to build alliances against Nubia and Abyssinia. So the fact of the matter is, going through many potential alliance options, I just checked a lot of them, and obviously I didn't do that here. My relief is great, my joy even greater. I have given birth to a perfect little son. This perfect little son will be called Matthew, after our hero of the realm, Matthew. So welcome to the world, Matthew. Found a new kingdom. We can found a new kingdom. Aha. Age of the world. Okay. I have been studying the ancient religious texts, the writings of scholars, and they all seem to agree that the world will end 6,000 years after its creation. She wants it to keep it to herself. That seems like a reasonable thing to do. Everyone deserves to know. Or I should consult with the priests. I should consult with more priests. Okay. So, we can create a new kingdom. So, this is something that would be of rather interesting. So we could found a new kingdom. We can restore the Kushite faith. So 3 Kushite holy sites. We're missing that. And we have all of these other options we could do here. Donate to charity, seclude yourself, gain weight, call a hunt, host a feast, go and hold mystical communion. Kind of want to check out what that is. But we could also found a new kingdom. You know, I think this is something we should do. We should found a new kingdom. And we are now a mighty queen. Primary title is now West Darfur. I have done what no one else could. I have united the lands of West Darfur with those of Alwa and Kordofan. All my life I have worked for this. To call my vassals and make them swear fealty anew. Now and forever they will pay homage to me not only as their liege, but as queen and queen of West Darfur. So, unfortunately, we did not create the kingdom of Kush just yet, but I mean, we've now created the kingdom of West Darfur. So we're inching our way there. We've expanded our domain holdings now are 4 or 5, but of course now our prestige is 1, our income is down to 1. Yeah, but either way, we are now a kingdom tier realm, so we are on par with both Abyssinia and Nubia, at least in name. That is something we are now. Now, Abyssinia, I'm less worried about because we want to conquer Nubia. The Nubians are really the major thorn in our side. So, is there any marriage we could possibly do here that would bring us together? A matrilineal with the Prince of Abyssinia? Yeah, they won't accept because faith differs. Yeah, and we are not going to convert faiths. I think we should keep the Kushite faith. If you think differently, I'd be curious to know your thoughts. Is this something we should do? Is this change our faith to Kushite, or from Kushite to Coptic? Convert our faith, change completely. I mean, that's not really something we can do here. I mean, we could, let's see, Kushitism, Yeah, we can do Cordophonian faiths. Hold on real quick. I mean, converting, let's see what happens if we convert to Coptic. It'll cost 250. I mean, we could convert to the Coptic faith and become a Coptic kingdom, and then we can ally with Abyssinia against Nubia. But that is a decision for another day. Now that we are a kingdom, the Kingdom of West Darfur, not the Kingdom of Kush yet, even though we really think about it, it is kind of the Kingdom of Kush. But anyway, because there are a few things that need to be done to actually form the Kingdom of Kush. So this is from the TIP mod. That's the only mod that you have that you can create the Kingdom of Kush from him. He said you need to be East African. So we are East African, be a culture from East African group, and be a faith from Cordophonian group, so Kushite. So if these criteria are all met, and you're king tier or below, the decision will display. So we have things we could do, but we're just not. The decision just isn't quite there yet. But we have to stay Kushite to be able to do that. So unfortunately, we are not able to do that just yet. But we can restore the Kushite High Priesthood, but again, we need the extra holy sites, and there's just no way we can do that just yet. Uniting Africa, obviously, we can't do that. Adopting feudal ways, we can't organize our faith. Founding a new empire. Yeah, we're definitely far away from doing that, but we have our kingdom. It is called West Darfur. We could technically say we have now formed the Kingdom of Kush, but because we've been able to create a kingdom, but we're not entirely quite there yet. So we will pick this up in the next episode. Let me know your thoughts. Please hit that like button if you are so inclined. Until next time, I'm Realm Builder Guy, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.